You know what's crazy?
What?
I almost wasn't recording. We're having some some technical.
We're having financial struggles, but the stock market's going up and it's all going to be fine.
Good. Hey, Faye.
GarageBand is not easy.
No.
I just figured out what a metronome was.
I know, you had it turned on, but now we're good.
But listen, I'm not going to talk in that voice this whole time because the last episode, it was the entire time.
Did you listen to it?
I didn't listen to it, but you told me, and everyone in the house is like, Sophia, this is actually getting a little insane. So now around the house, I've been doing, hey, how you doing?
Oh, you're doing the Denise voice.
And I'm doing the Denise voice, but nobody's really liking that either.
Right.
You look amazing.
Why are you saying that? I look like kind of like shit.
No, you look effortless. Like, you look really good.
You like my rat tails?
I love your little rat piggy tails. They're so cute.
I have French braids in my hair.
So cute. I didn't even know you knew how to do a French braid.
I know how to do them on other people, but this is the first time I've done it on myself. I didn't know I didn't know I could do it. I didn't know I could do it.
You could do it.
Someone said they love my glasses. I love your glasses, Emily. Thanks, everyone, for the compliments.
Anyone like my makeup? I tried to do like an Easter bunny.
Fee, you look awesome. Is this the first time in quarantine that you've done your makeup?
No, and I'm a little offended because I posted a whole story of me doing my makeup.
Was it when I was at my baby's? Because when I was with my baby, I wasn't looking at anything.
You were at your baby's, and when you're at your baby's, you were not even paying attention to me, and I get it. And that is fine. That is totally fine. I have a tube top on.
You do. You have such a theme going on. You look awesome.
I wanted it to really all match. Happy Passover.
Thank you.
Guffanti Brunettes.
I just had a Seder with my family.
Did you have what's a Seder?
Oh, it's like the little dinner you have for the holiday.
Oh, that's so nice. I always thought that on Passover there was like a fast.
No, that's Yom Kippur. But on Passover, you're not supposed to eat bread or yeast for 8 days.
Interesting, because we just tried to get yeast at the store because my sister's trying to make a pie, and they were all sold out of yeast at King's in Warren.
You know why? Because of quarantine, everybody's probably stocking up on like literal oats and yeast that can last them if this goes forever.
So the Jewish
yeast.
people are like, right after Passover, we're going to need some yeast.
We're going to need some yeast when this is over. Oh,
we're gonna need some yeast.
Anyway, so I had my Seder, and what was crazy was I was reading, I'm the youngest in my family, so I read the blessing, or the 4 questions. That's like the youngest has to read them. And so my dad, I didn't even know this, my dad had books for us, like Passover books. So we could read along. And he was reading the blessings, and one side is Hebrew and one side is English. And I was looking at the Hebrew, and I don't know where this came from in me, but I was actually reading it.
Wow.
Like, I think it was half memory.
Wait, you were reading the part in Hebrew?
I was reading the part in Hebrew, yes. And half of it was coming from like my memory of saying it before. But the other half of me was literally reading, and I could like see phonetically what I was saying. Does that make sense?
Well, it does. And you've always been really good at languages, so you could pick up. But I also don't want to give you that much credit because didn't you go to like Sunday school?
I went to Hebrew school for years, but the last time I looked at Hebrew was like literally for my bat mitzvah. Which was like 10 years ago.
It's one of those things. It's like if you learn a language and then you go and you don't like speak the language for a while and then you go live in the country again, you'll just pick it right up.
That's true.
Or you could read it easily. Don't give yourself a pat on the back for that.
I'm not. You were the one who was like, you've always been good at languages. When have I ever been good at languages?
I was just like thinking about it. And no, you were so good at languages.
What are you talking about?
Italian fluent.
I did.
Italian fluent.
But I think half of knowing a language that's not your native language is just really having the balls to go for it and hope that what comes out of your mouth makes sense.
You know what? Yeah, for all
if you're going to be afraid,
you may not have been even speaking real Italian words.
You actually don't know.
But I was honor society, so I would know a little bit. I was honor society.
Yeah, no.
I would.
Yeah. I'm just saying half of it is balls.
Yeah. And you've always had the biggest balls. Your dad always says it about you. You got the biggest balls in your family.
Yeah, he does say that about me. He does say that about me.
You got the biggest balls.
He does say that about me.
By the way, how are you doing? I know you did a plank and you like hurt your muscle.
Oh yeah. So last week I still
Planking
don't
too hard.
I really still don't know where this came from. But last week I got home from my babies and I was here at my house and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get skinny so that when I see my baby, he's gonna be like, you got so skinny. Um, and so I've been like, I've been running every day. I've been like working out and eating really clean since I've been home, except for the first day I came home. And so last week I was running like 3.5 miles a day. To some people that's a lot. To some people that's nothing. And then John gave me his Peloton login, which Peloton is like that workout.
No, yeah, it's really expensive. It's like the most expensive workout bike.
Yeah, but you could just use the app and do like live stream classes. So,
Yeah.
And we had done that at the Pond House when I was staying with him. So I was doing this one class that we did that was so great, a 10-minute core workout. And I was like, this is so good. I'm going to get the 6-pack in 2 weeks. And so I started doing that every day after my runs. And then one of the things you have to do in it is like a side plank. So like you hold the side and then you hold the other side and you do it twice.
On a Peloton bike?
No, Peloton.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing on your Peloton bike?
No, I don't have a bike. I don't have a Peloton bike. But they have classes. The app has classes. So this is a core class. So sip my Aperol. So I had done this core workout with the side planks. Lo and behold, Thursday morning, I'm running and my chest feels kind of tight and my back is hurting. And in the age of coronavirus, everybody's thinking, oh, I have a symptom. I got the virus. And
You
then I'm
thought
going
for sure
like,
you had it.
I thought for sure I had it. And I was like, guess what? There's actually no way for me to know because I will never, unless I like, if I continue to not have it, any symptom I would have, I couldn't, like, you can't get a test if, like, you have those slightest of symptoms.
Right.
And I had headaches from my glasses. So I'm in the middle of a run. I feel my chest tightening and my back's getting tight. And I start panicking and I like, it's like hard to breathe. It was also so windy and like raining outside. So this is just like a shit storm of events for me to like absolutely panic. I'm running and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting the virus. And so basically I go home and then I immediately went home. I stopped my run. I like tried to keep my cool because you don't want to tell anybody in your house like,
well, no, because it is a
something's
thing
wrong.
right now. If you have any kind of symptoms right now, you're embarrassed.
It's embarrassing.
You're not scared. I told my family, I was like, if I get it, of course I'm going to suffer and it's going to suck that I'm sick, but I'm just upset that everyone's going to be mad at me and I'm going to be embarrassed.
Absolutely. Hi, Chloe.
Hey,
So I don't want to love you. I don't want to deal with walking in my house and being like, guys, but also it was clearly coming from panic. Anyway, so I take a shower and like afterward, like throughout the day, my chest starts getting like deep and sharp pain. And I had gotten into a fight with my parents like earlier, just like about the virus in general.
Yeah.
And so then
it's like schooling them.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. And so I threw tantrums. I threw tantrums. So now I'm just like deep in this chest pain that's like a mix of muscle.
And I just want to note that when you get mad, because people see like bubbly Emily, but when M gets mad, it is the scariest thing. Like, there's nothing stopping you. I just remember driving in to do Guffanti all the time, and I couldn't park. And so I had to let M park the car, but if we couldn't find parking, I was getting yelled at. She's like, Faye, no, we're not doing it anymore. We can't do this.
Well, yeah. Well, the tantrums that
I love you, Gina.
The tantrums I am capable of having, and you should ask John about it too, because he's on the receiving end of a lot of these.
You've spilled water on him for no reason.
Yeah, there was one day I was mad that he wouldn't come to your birthday party.
I was honestly happy you spilled water all over him.
So I took a giant water bottle on our couch and I dumped it all over him and said, "You're such a dick." And then I ran outside.
We've all had moments like that. I remember.
Yeah, go ahead.
I remember literally, it was New Year's Eve. I was so trashed out of my mind, and I was mad at my ex-boyfriend for some reason. And so I just went in and I didn't punch him in the face, but I hit him like that kind of thing. And then in the morning, I didn't remember. He's like, oh, you don't remember? You were fucking banging on my head with your fist. And he was like, you were like really trying to hurt me. And then I was like, my pinky hurts. And then I made this whole like scene. And I was like so upset that I broke my pinky. And he was like, okay, well now it's New Year's Day and we have to go to the doctors. Like we have to go to the ER because you think your pinky's broken.
From
then
hitting
I got my
him.
X-ray. Yeah, then I got my X-ray and he was like, I'll be so mad if we had to wake up early in the morning to get an X-ray for you and your pinky's fine. My pinky was absolutely fine.
But here's
fine.
What happened. Let me diagnose. You were so embarrassed that you hit him that you had to pretend like you had a broken pinky to divert from your shame.
I actually made myself believe the lie because I had to.
Yeah.
And he was going to be mad at me. He was
well,
you know, so mad.
You know about when I faked a panic attack, right? With John?
Wait, no, tell me.
You don't know? Okay.
I feel like you told me, but just say it again.
I must have told you the story. So, or for anyone who's listening who doesn't know. So there was one night back when civilization was a thing and we lived in the city, we were like coming back from like a night of drinking with friends or whatever. We stopped at Fairway and we like argued over something so dumb I can't even actually remember what it was. And like just like a little bicker. Probably literally over the food we wanted to eat. And we got back to the apartment and we're like kind of the argument's still going on. And then I still remember, you know when you're drunk and like you get in a fight and then you're kind of like, whoa, when did this turn into a fight? Like,
oh, do I? Yeah.
Like a second ago, this was a conversation, and now it's a full-blown fight.
And a lot of the time, I start the fight, and I'm like, everybody knows what I mean. It's just a joke, and then everyone's offended, and then I'm stuck.
And you're like, when I missed the part where this crossed over into fight. Oh my God.
Down. That is the worst feeling. I'm shivering just thinking about it.
Oh, anxiety. So.
Oh my God.
So this was that kind of thing where all of a sudden we're fighting and now I'm upset that we're fighting. And we were cooking mac and cheese. And then I was so mad. I went to dump the mac and cheese into the strainer and the whole thing fell into the sink. All the pasta goes in the sink. And now I'm still pissed. So I pick up the pasta with my hands and I put it in the pot and I'm like, we're still eating it. And then John like mixes the mac and cheese. And then I'm sitting on the couch like waiting. And in my head, like nothing really happened and we're about to like watch a movie. And he just brings over the mac and cheese and starts going to bed. And I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm going to bed. I don't want to do this. And I was like, you're not going to bed. What do you mean you're going to bed? That's not a thing that's happening right now. That's hilarious that you think you're going to bed.
But you ain't going to bed.
No, and I was so embarrassed at this like shitstorm I caused that I had to like make it worse. But he was still like not giving me anything and was like, I'm going to bed. You should go to bed too. And he was telling me to like sleep on the couch. So now I start freaking out and I'm like, what is going on? So he goes upstairs and he like goes up and I was like, John, don't do this. Like I'm freaking out and then I'm like, why don't you just go sleep at your mom and dad's? Go sleep at your mom and dad's.
There was nothing that happened.
No, in his head, he knows. He's like, she has got to go to bed before she regrets that. He knew.
Wait, but where is the part where you fake the panic attack?
Okay.
I'm waiting patiently.
You're right. I'm taking too long. So basically he goes upstairs, he goes to bed. And I'm just like stomping around, like freaking out. I yell at him to go to his parents' apartment. He's like, okay, I'll go to my parents' apartment. I'm like, you're not fucking going to your parents' apartment. What makes you think you're actually going to leave and go to your parents' apartment right now? I start crying.
He had no rights in this moment.
No rights. And then so he goes back upstairs. He goes to lay down. And I go up there like 10 times, like grabbing things I need. Like going like, I need this.
Making
like,
a scene and just like knocking things over.
Such a scene. And then it gets to a certain point where I'm like, John, please let me sleep up here with you. And he's like, go to bed. I don't want to see you right now. Like, truly go to bed. And I'm in my head like, I need a finale. I can't just end on that.
No.
So this
now
was
you're
when...
on stage and this needs to end well. This needs to end right. Yeah.
Yes, I'm on stage. And so now I started going downstairs like... and I start like heaving and hyperventilating. And I go, John. And I go upstairs into the loft area and I look at him. I'm like, John, no, like, I think something's happening. Like, I can't breathe. I think my body's like breaking down or something. Like I don't really know. And I'm hyperventilating so hard and he's staring at me and I'm making the scene and then he just like rubs my back with like a straight face as I'm doing this.
My God.
And then I go through the whole motions.
And he knows for sure. John knows knows you so well. He knows you're not having a panic
Oh,
attack.
absolutely.
I would pay to see you fake a panic attack.
I don't even know what it feels like, so I'm making it up that it's like, ooh, ooh, ah, ooh. Like, that's just what I did.
I mean, it could look like that. It
Yeah,
could.
I guess
so. That was
so.
a really good impersonation of it.
Yeah, but then he basically, when it was over the next morning, thank God he didn't make a big deal out of it, but it was like so clear that he was
It's
like,
just like the day after you like are super drunk and you embarrass yourself, you have to like, it's like a mutual agreement the next day that you just don't talk about it. Like,
no,
I remember
we obviously talked about it, but thank God he is not one of those guys who was like, yeah, my girl was like acting crazy last night. Like, he's not like dumb. He was like,
yeah.
But
No,
he
but, like,
did say right after I did. Oh no, sorry, you go.
Chill the fuck out. I remember.
No,
I remember
sorry.
when I was having. I remember when I was having my shrooms trip. The next day, I thought everyone was so mad at me because I was freaking out. I thought people were gonna rape me that night. I was telling people to hug me and go away. And so the next morning, I woke up with this crippling anxiety that everyone hated me. And I walked out, and everyone's like, "Are you all right?" Everyone was.
You really think that what is in the moment is like it?
You do. You really do.
Yeah. But it's not.
And Gina, by the way, just ask your question if you have it. Because she's asking if she can ask me a question. If you guys have questions, just ask them.
Just type them in. Also, it's like, why? It's so hard in the moment. Because it doesn't take more than about 3 seconds once I've crossed a line to immediately regret crossing that line and wish that I, like, turn back time. I don't want to be here anymore. I made a mistake. But I have too much pride and I can never turn back time.
Oh my God, wait, there's one more story I have to tell too, and it was when I was dating one of my other ex-boyfriends a long time ago, and I remember we were going to see the tree, and we were on a double date, and it was going to be a really good night, but I ended
First initial?
A.
Cool.
AA. You'll know.
Okay, yeah.
And so I ended up getting trashed at sushi, and we were with like a whole other group of people, and for whatever reason, he said something that like just ticked me off. And so I punched him in the face at the table. I punched him in the face. I don't know if I ever told you this.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, Nikki was there for it. So she never lets me live it down.
Oh my God.
I punched him in the face at the table, and then I proceeded to run away. Just from everyone.
In New York City?
In New York City, I just ran away. And I took the train, which is hilarious because I'm so scared of taking the train. But that one time when I was trashed, I took the train and I end up in Linden, New Jersey. A finds me. This is crazy.
Wait, you have never told me this story.
It's pretty crazy. A finds me in Linden, and then I'm like, no, get away. And I'm like, everyone around me thinks that like he's abusive because of the way I'm acting.
Wait, is this like, not the story about the Indian restaurant?
So there's I've done this multiple times.
Okay.
Because there's a whole nother one with a different boyfriend, and I did the same thing. And then there was like a group of these scary men in Linden, New Jersey who tried to jump A, and it was all my fault. And then the next day he apologized to me because I somehow warped it. I was probably like 17 years old, and I warped it and made it seem like it was all his fault.
Wow, you punched him, ran away, took a train by yourself.
In the face. I know.
Oh my God.
I know.
That's pretty.
It's pretty fucked up.
No, but I understand. Like, I think we're telling the same story on different scales.
On like different scales.
Emotional journey of like, you are unhappy with the situation not being in your favor, so you act out. You immediately realize you act out. You try and escape the act out. Then you double down, go even harder for a grand finale of shame.
I don't know. It just feels so real when you're in it.
I know.
And then the next day, it's the worst feeling in the world.
Oh, it's the worst because you really think it matters in the moment the night before. You really do. God.
It really matters the day before. It's so horrible. So horrible.
So horrible. The story though, it makes a good story.
I'm sweating just thinking about it because I lived it and I'm reliving it again. It's horrible.
I know. That the one thing I don't miss about being in normal civilization is like next day drunk anxiety regret.
Oh my God. And I've been living, you haven't really been drinking much at all.
This is my first drink since I've been home.
That is so amazing. I've been drinking probably every day, and I have to say I'm working out a lot because we're all trying to get that summer body when we're done with quarantine, but I'm getting wide and I keep weighing myself and I keep going up. Like, you don't know what I did for dinner tonight. Like, I literally ate a salmon and a salad, and I was like, I'm gonna be really healthy. And then my sister made all of these cupcakes yesterday, and I had 4 cupcakes, and then I had 2 cappuccinos.
That's not really anything.
And then wine on top of it.
So what?
I know, but like, ow. That sounds like
You know
my
what?
stomach's gonna hurt.
If I wasn't planning on seeing John in the near future, I wouldn't be I would be eating everything right now. Like, the only reason I'm trying to get slim is so that I
You
see
are
him
slim.
and I want him to be shocked of like, oh, Emily, how did you do that? That's what I want.
You know you are slim. Like, you run like 3 miles.
We don't have
a
to do
day.
this. We really don't
I know,
have to
but
do
I
this.
just need to do that because when you say things like, stay slim, like, I can't say that. Like, yes, you can. You are slim.
Okay, this
But
girl
I
Gina in this live is going off, and I think we need to address her.
All right, let's go look because
She
people have been
basically keeps
talking.
saying, Emily, you're cool and all, but Sophia, we love you more. I think that's what we're getting from her.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you why. Because me and Gina were sending each other voice memos.
Oh,
Like-
you tended to the relationship?
I tend to all the relationships. I
That's
don't
good.
have that many followers, so I tend to all the relationships. If anyone wants to come to me and ask me a question, I got time and I'm here for all of it.
She will answer you.
Emily actually doesn't have she doesn't want to like look at her phone and like
I don't.
You know, you don't have the time for it because Emily always says to me, she's like, "How do you pay attention to all of this? Like,
I don't
stay
even
here
care
for
about half
it?"
the shit the people I like have to say to me.
I know. I sent you a video the other day, and you're like, I didn't watch that whole thing.
Well,
and
you
it
sent
drives
me a video.
wild.
No, Faye, rephrase. You sent me a video that was 1 minute and 20 seconds long of your professor talking, yelling at you. I was not going to watch
my
a
God.
minute and 20 seconds of a professor I don't know yell at your class.
I mean, I would do it if you sent it to me.
You would watch a
doesn't
minute.
I watch your. I don't know. I watched your live stream yesterday for 2 hours.
But that's different. That's
Actually,
interactive.
nobody was nobody was allowed to talk in my kitchen because I was blasting it, and then I got in trouble and I had to leave the kitchen just so I could stare at my phone like this and like talk. I created a chat room.
Yeah, well, you like basically host my live videos.
Oh my
It's
God, I
different.
love it so much.
Me too. But
love it so
they
much.
keep bugging. Do you want to address? Shall we address the hiatus we took from Guffanti Brunettes?
The elephant in the room. Yeah, we did have, because we asked for the questions.
By the way, someone's
and
saying hairy pits are the quarantine mood. My pits have never been so hairy in my life.
my pits.
Like long
I'm gonna be
hair.
honest. I have a giant cyst on my pit from shaving it once. Like,
Yeah.
I shaved it and I didn't wax it because I had no more wax left. Literally, and I'm not even trying to like digress. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room.
Address.
You don't want to hear about my cyst. The truth is, I'm back, guys, and the podcast is still on. Podcast is still on, and I'm right here.
The truth is that there wasn't any, like, nothing
there wasn't,
happened.
there was literally nothing that happened. I was driving into the city every week, and it just seemed like I went through, and I talked about on the podcast, like, I was just really like not comfortable with where I was in life and like what I was doing, and I had just quit my other job and I didn't know what, like, I was just having one of those moments, and I was like, and I also went off my antidepressants. So if anyone in this group is like on antidepressants, when you go off, you think you're like, oh my God, it helped me out. It helped me get through that time. And like, you feel really good. And then it just starts to like settle in and you're back to like the way you were before. And it's probably really hard to believe, but like, I'm a very introverted person naturally. Like, I'll put myself out there. It's the reason that like I'm doing so well during quarantine is because like I do really well at home.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just really good by myself and at home. And I don't know, putting myself out there was so different for me, but then also not knowing where I was going and what I was going to do. Like, I just needed a moment to get my shit together. And then I went back on the antidepressant and I'm back.
Yeah, like that. The thing I don't like about, because like it didn't have to be anything more than like, it was just like a lot at the time. Like you having to drive into the city every week, like at night on like a Wednesday.
It was a lot. And I was working too.
Yeah, and you were working so much, and like you just needed it. And none of it is
Easy
like
Pass was through the roof.
Easy Pass was through the roof, yeah.
Easy Pass was through the roof, but was it so much fun? Yes. And I think that like when this is all over, like it'll be cool to do live streams like this. And you guys can tell us what you think. Like if you think that I should drive in all the time, I probably won't. But I would love to do live streams like this and then sometimes do like an in-person one.
Then you come in person. Yeah.
I think that would be so cool.
I think that would be so cool too. I almost wish we had something more dramatic to tell people other than like, you just kind of weren't feeling it. But that's what this podcast is. It's not anything more than just our vibe.
Yeah. I mean, and there were like, I mean, who said, they were like, I don't love your friendship. I love the podcast. And I was like, our friendship is the podcast.
The
like,
friendship is here to us. Yeah. The podcast is on the floor.
Exactly.
The friendship
and it's
is
not
here.
To say that it's not important, but it's just like, I mean, the podcast is here, you know? It's never going to die. Because we are the podcast. And our friendship is the podcast.
There's simply no other way to put it than we are Guffanti Brunettes.
We are Guffanti Brunettes. We've been Guffanti Brunettes since a cheerleading head nod in first grade.
Fourth grade, but close.
Fourth grade.
Well, all I can say is it feels good to be back.
Oh, it feels so good to be back. And no better time. I knew it was coming because like I deleted my Instagram. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I deleted my Instagram for a while. I really had like an ego death.
Sophia, I was telling you, I had the exact same thing last year. Do you remember? I went on this whole rant about how Instagram is disease.
But it made sense for you to have one. Like it was just like that little bit, like, I don't know, something about being so attached to your phone and wanting all of this like affirmation. Like I need everyone's affirmation that I'm doing good. And like, it was a whole new world for me. And Sophia, I didn't know how to handle it.
I totally know what you mean. That is literally why I did it in the first. It's a thing where like when you start to use Instagram and you had been like using it for like 6 months now.
This happened, I also like never was a social media person at all.
That's what I'm saying. And so then you started doing it all the time. And then I think you got to a point, because it happened to me too, of like, what is this? What is this actually for me, for my personhood?
Yeah.
Like truly.
I was like, am I doing the right thing? Like, and then there's people who are like, there were even people in my family, like, why are you doing this? What's the point? And it's like, when I can't answer that question right away, I'm like, if it's not for anything, why am I doing it? Am I doing it because I want attention? Like, what's it for? But honestly, genuinely now I could say it just truly makes me feel happy.
That's what I was about to say. I don't think that's what is not great about, there doesn't need to be an answer. There's answer can be, I just really enjoy doing this and it's fun.
The answer's a feeling. It's like love.
Yeah, it is. Like, I mean,
it's just like love.
Yeah, it doesn't, but once it becomes something that, I don't know though, because like I feel like it does fill a space in my life that without it I would feel a void, which is kind of, I guess it's scary if I let it be scary. It doesn't have to be scary. It's like, yeah, I have a relationship with like followers. Like I have a relationship with Instagram. I have a relationship that I've developed over time. Of course it's going to mean something to me if I take it away from me.
I mean, it should. It's a little bit like, and for me, it's just like pretending I'm famous a little bit, and it feels really cool. I don't know if you guys knew, but I'm like a public figure on Instagram because
E is actually doing a feature on why Sophia paused on Guffanti. There's an E News feature coming out.
There's an E True on me.
Yeah.
On the public figure.
Yeah.
Seriously. Wait, that's like, do you remember, what was his name? Sandy in Along Came Polly? He pays people to do an E True Hollywood story on him.
No, I don't remember that, but I do remember when he falls.
It's so funny. Oh, yeah.
when he slips and falls. That's like the best scene in the entire movie.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Titty.
That was his name.
My titties.
That was his name. Your titties look amazing.
These look like your aunt.
Amazing.
Like this kind of cleavage is like no. It's like fourth grade teacher bending down. And you're like,
I was thinking.
Put that away.
I was thinking more like college professor.
Oh, really?
College
no,
professor.
A line like that is very like New Jersey aunt. Straight line cleavage. Do you know what I mean?
Well, what's curved?
Like you could just rest your head on it, cleavage. What?
My cleavage is always curved cleavage.
No, not squiggly. No, but like cleavage that's more like two breasts lifted versus a line. You know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean.
This is line. But there's like a breast lifted.
Mine always looks like a squiggle because my boobs have always been a little bit like my skin. I always said it's Scottish skin. So even my face, like Scottish skin. So I have looser skin. So my boobs, like for some people, they lay on their back and their boobs like stay put or they move to the side a little bit. Mine actually hit the sides of the bed. They hit the sides of the bed. I said, like, I always say, like, I want a boob job because I am 24 years old and my boobs are pushing 90. Like, they're old.
You always say this, and
so
I see you in
old.
person and I see your titties and they're awesome.
Oh my God, you always say it. I have ski slopes. Imagine my titties, they're ski slopes.
Also, Fee, I wanted to say, you've been rocking the natural hair.
I have. So I was really like not confident about it. And today I tried to put makeup on with it and I was feeling really, really good about it because like when it's drying, it looks like you saw it. It looks stringy and weird, but once it fully dries, it has like a really nice shape to it. So I went downstairs feeling really good with my Easter Bunny makeup, feeling sexy. And then Jesse's like, "Oh, Fee, I love what you're doing with your hair. So Alice Cooper."
Well, because if you have that hair going on and no makeup and like PJs, it looks like an accident.
No, but I was wearing this and I'm wearing my horse shirt.
No, I'm saying, but then if you come down with makeup and an outfit, it's like on purpose hair. But then it's like, oh, I love that hair. Oh, wait, was he making fun of you?
No, I don't think he was making fun of me, but even he was just like he's like, ooh, it looks like Alice Cooper. And then I was like, I want to look sexy, not like Alice Cooper. And then he was like, well, back then they were trying to be sexy women. And that was nice to hear, but still. The day before he said, I like your hair so much better curly. I love it wild like that.
I think your hair curly is awesome.
Alice Cooper, well, you even said when I straightened it after, you're like, nope, took all the personality out of it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I do have a little look going on. You have
your hair has personality. I truly believe, this is the Jew in me speaking after Passover, that the hair that you were born with, the way it dries from the shower, that's the way your face, like that's the way your face is meant to be framed. That's what you are meant to look like. Therefore, you will look your best if you give what was naturally given to you to the world.
I think that's amazing, and that's such a great way to think about it. But from a cosmetologist perspective, hell to the no. I'm going to have to say a big fat fucking no to that, because there's some people who were not blessed with hair like ours, and they need a blow job, like a blowout.
Oh, well, no. I mean, like who?
Like Princess Diaries.
But that they made look like that on purpose. I mean, I'm not saying that people can't like do their hair. Like I put stuff in my hair, you do stuff with your hair, but I'm saying like taking a head of hair like the one you have, because I used to do this too, and flattening it down to straight flat hair.
The idea of a straightener is such a weird one, isn't it?
It is a weird one.
Ironing your hair like it's a piece of clothing?
Yeah, as if it's not trying to literally break free.
Oh my God, that's a really weird idea. And you know what they used to do back in the day? They actually used to take their hair with a real iron and iron it. Like clothing. That's how they used to do it.
People did that?
I think it was like a long time ago. I read that somewhere. I don't know like the year, but people did that.
Wow. I mean, it's the same. It makes sense. It's the same thing. You know what I just realized?
Interesting fact and a little bit of a... Do you want to go first?
No, you should go first.
Thanks, Em. You know, all the whiskey distilleries are making hand sanitizer now?
Really? How?
I know that's
Out of
so
whiskey?
random, and it just like, no, I don't know if they're making it out of whiskey, but I just saw a really funny meme, and it was like when all the distilleries are making whiskey hand sanitizer, and it's someone drinking the hand sanitizer and like, shut up.
Wait, so are they?
No, they're actually making hand sanitizers. I don't know if they're like whiskey flavored or anything. I should have like known more about it before
That's
I
okay.
said that.
You don't
But
have to.
I just thought that was so interesting.
I think that is very interesting. I never followed up on what happened with my chest.
Oh shit, yeah.
We went, that's the beauty of conversation. That's where it takes you. It's so
Our
beautiful.
conversation just goes all over the place, full circle back to M's chest. Tell us what happened, M.
So basically, my chest was hurting. I had just thrown a tantrum with my parents. And then I'm like, uh-oh, my chest is hurting. The left side, obviously it's scary because you're like, that's my heart. If anything is wrong, that's my heart. I will die.
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to get my work done. I'm working from home. I like, cannot focus because I can't like breathe. I'm like hunched. I'm like clutching my chest, like trying to believe that it's not true. And then John FaceTimes me and I'm talking to him. And as I'm talking to him, like the more I talk, it starts throbbing. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a heart attack. So I'm Googling like, anxiety versus
I don't think that you would feel a heart attack like that. You feel like a shiver. I think it's your arm or something.
Yeah, your left arm, something with your left arm. But obviously when it's happening, you're like, oh no, there's a heart attack.
No, you're like, I'm gonna have a heart attack and die.
So I like go downstairs really calmly because I'm still like mad at my parents, and I go downstairs and I'm like, yeah, like my chest hurts. Like nobody asked. I'm like, yeah, my chest hurts. And my mom was like, what? And I'm like, no, it's like my chest has like really sharp pain right now. It's like whatever. And my mom was like, what do you mean? What's going on? And so she obviously starts taking care of me, takes my blood pressure and everything. And I'm like, yeah, it's like really, I'm really scared. And I start crying.
Trying to like totally play it off.
Yeah, I like could not swallow my pride in the moment. But and obviously my mom was like, oh, Em, tell me what's wrong. And my dad comes down, they're like taking care of me. And my dad is like, okay, if you were having a heart attack, your left arm would be numb. You would start going gray. Like you would see symptoms. My blood pressure was perfect. Like I was so fine. My dad literally pointed and was like, is this where it hurts? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, and here? Because it was my back too. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, that's your trapezius muscle. And you tore
trapezius.
Your trapezius. You just know. You just took
Anatomy,
an exam.
I just took my exam, yeah. I did really well on it, by the way.
Good. That's good to hear.
Thanks, keep going.
Because you studied.
Well, I did study all day. Okay, I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I did study all day. And by the way, guys, her microphone is working. This is so that we could put it on Guffanti, the podcast, on Spotify, so you can listen.
Yeah, I'm not just doing this for nothing. I'm recording
People are
it.
like, I'm pretty sure it's not. I got a little mic too. You see that?
There's probably a way to feed it back into here. But
yeah, but I did.
Oh no, your thing.
Okay.
Yeah. No, tell me all about your test. Tell me about your school test. I'm dying to hear about your biology exam.
So, I got a 24 out of 27. I only had 20 minutes to take that shit. Yeah, but I'm a 90s girl, so I was so fucking mad. I was studying all day the day before. I was doing Quizlets and shit like that. And then you know how like after you're studying, you have like Tourette's and all you could think about is the terms that like you were studying. So I was like, oh no, radius. And like it was all I could think about. And yeah, that's what I got on it. And I just needed to get that out.
That's like whenever I edit a commercial or I edit something for work and I'm done editing it. Like, do you know my famous commercial I edited? I edited the Zycam commercial.
Oh, I remember you.
Yeah, I edited the Zycam commercial.
I know you did that.
When I was done editing that commercial, or during editing that commercial, I just kept walking around going, I am not for ignoring the first sign of a cold. I am for shortening my cold with Zycam. I'm a Zyfan for Zycam. Like that was actually in loop on my head all day.
Oh my God, you feel like a broken record because it's all you want to say. Like I actually say what I'm thinking all the time. Like
totally,
that's a problem that I have. So I'm yep. Sometimes we do that. And I went in the kitchen and I would go in the kitchen. And they were like, "Shut the fuck up! Like nobody cares." But that was where my head's at. But I'm just glad to be done with that. And then I just forget about it until I have to do it again.
Yeah,
done with that.
That's just how the world works. You always think you're gonna work hard on the next one.
Down.
Oh,
My average
no.
is down from what it was before. I know.
Well,
I
what
had
do
a
they
92,
expect?
and
It's
now
quarantine. There's a pandemic.
If anything, it's like I should be doing better because I can look up the answers, but they're so quick, those
That's
tests,
smart
that if
that
you
they
spend
time
too much
you.
time on a question, it just cuts off. Well, yeah, and they make the questions a lot harder.
Of course they do.
Community college is
Course they
not
do.
easy.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. No,
No
it's
level
not.
of schooling is
But
easy.
I'm thinking now, because what I'm doing is pre-nursing, about how you were saying all the nurses were being little bitches.
I was saying that?
Were you saying that? You're like, all the
Don't
nurses
say that I said that. I didn't say that.
Oh
Said
my
all the nurses were being little bitches.
Did you say that? I don't know.
No. In what way?
Maybe it was someone else who said it. They were like, oh, I'm at the doctor's office and all the nurses are being little bitches.
Oh no, I said the nurses are being rude to me. I didn't say that they were being little
I said,
bitches.
of course they're going to be. Oh my God. Like, you couldn't catch my drift.
No, I had no idea what you're talking
They
about.
were being rude, but like, in my head, I was like, of course they're being rude. Can you put yourself in their shoes for 1 fucking second? Like,
Yeah.
if we were,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you were thinking about your sidewards plank, and oh my God, I'm attacking you right now.
Well, no. So then it was scary because I listened to my dad and I was like, okay, this is musculoskeletal. He like calmed me down. I was like, breathe. Everything was fine about me except like I was having sharp pain in my chest. I was definitely crying from stress because obviously this whole time add on top of the fact that my chest hurts. I'm scared I'm gonna die. I'm scared someone in my house is gonna get it and die. Like it's like scare. Everything's scary right now. And I had only been home for a few days, so I was just like tense and like not used to being here. And so it all just broke down on me. But then you can't breathe, right? Because anytime you take a deep breath, like it hurts and it feels like you're gonna explode your heart.
You and you were like, don't make me laugh, I'm gonna die.
You kept making me laugh, and I was like, you can't make me laugh. It hurts so bad. And then I would sleep like this. I propped my pillows up, and I slept like this.
Oh my God, that is such a terrible feeling.
I don't wish it on anybody. It was really,
That
really
is
scary.
such a terrible feeling. But it's literally just muscular and inflammation.
Muscular skeletal, yeah. So it went away, and I've been like running this week and working out again, and I'm like, fine.
Do you
I
think
guess.
maybe it had to do with running?
No, because I had been running at John's house too. Like I was running. I've been running every day.
Yeah,
I think it was the planks.
I just feel
How
like
could it
for
have been
me,
running?
like, actually, you know what I'm thinking about? And well, I'm thinking running because I think that sometimes they say when you spike your heart rate up so fast when you're running, it's too much like on your heart. It's not good for your heart. Running's not always good for your heart. But
But this is the
I was just
muscle
thinking
around
about,
it.
Your heart is a muscle.
No, but this is the trapezius muscle. Fee. How does Sophia's voice get picked up? Is your mic right there? They're doing my job
right
for me. Yeah, she's got a mic.
Yeah, my mic's right here, but I talk loud enough. Like I've been getting yelled at every single night for being way too loud. Like I don't think it's gonna be a problem. My mic can pick it up. I shout.
I've been yelled at for my loud singing.
When I went on the first date with my boyfriend, he was like, I don't think we're gonna. It was like we were in a really loud place, and he was like, I don't think we're gonna have trouble hearing each other because we're both really loud. And I was like, oh my God, I've spoken all of like 3 words to you, and you're like, we're both really loud. I was probably like, hi.
Yeah.
So excited for this. I'm so weird on a fucking first date.
Oh, how can you not be?
Well, first of all, I get the worst, and this was actually one of the questions that we got. It was, do you guys have like anxiety or something, or do you guys ever
questions.
do you want me to look at the questions? We have
a few. I would love to be at your house right now, Fee.
Oh my God, we're having a fucking blast over here. It's a party every single night.
I know, I would love to be there. It's so fun over there.
I feel really bad for people. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, I could do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I know. I know you were thinking that.
Quarantine never needs to end. I could do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Me and my sister, my family's bonding. I made my sister laugh so hard last night. She peed her pants. Like, actually, like, she was walking up the stairs and she was wearing these light green pants and I just see wet all over her butt. She just completely peed her pants because I was singing Dave Matthews. It was so much fun. All right, so really here's our first question. Are you bi? I don't know who that's directed towards, but we can both answer. You go first.
Like, yeah? I don't like that label but sure.
I don't mind the label at all, but am I bi? I think that I could only ever be with a man, but I do love a good pair of titties. And I like lesbian porn.
I like more than that, so.
Emily likes more than that. I could never eat a girl out. Emily could.
I could I could. I have.
For sure.
I have, and I could continue to.
What do you think? Move on to the next question.
Next question. But may I say, not as much as that. Not as much. I love the other thing. I'm in my house. I feel weird, like shouting out my sexual preferences.
You mean that caw?
Yeah, the big fat.
Big caw?
Yeah.
There's nothing like a big caw. Mm-hmm. Moving on. Ever dealing with self-consciousness? Presently? Ever dealing with self-consciousness? I think what they meant was ever dealt with self-consciousness.
Or dealing. Ever dealing with self-conscious?
Ever dealing. Or have you? Yeah, okay.
Do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Well, for me, I'll go first. Of course. I mean, I'm a makeup artist. Look at me. Like, I've been self-conscious. I am self-conscious. Like, but, you know, we're human. Like, everyone's a little self-conscious. I'm self-conscious right now. What is everybody thinking about me? We're always thinking, what is everybody thinking about me? What are they going to think if I do this? It's just kind of like, you know, suppressing that emotion and not letting it get the best of you. I feel like I am so much more self-conscious than I ever let on. And everybody's self-conscious, but it's about actively like recognizing it and trying to understand that it's self-consciousness and it's nothing any more factual than it's not factual. Right. It's you being self-conscious. But I had a good example of this. Like yesterday or the day before, I shared a post of a friend of mine, a comedian. I posted this comedian's post on my story and was like, oh my God, this is so funny. Go watch this. And they like reposted it on their story and were like, thank you. And then I was like, oh, no problem. But when I went to like respond, they had deleted it from their story and left like everybody else's up, like reposted. And it fueled a self-conscious narrative I have in my head that everybody hates me and that like every comedian hates me. And so I was like, oh my God, this is like concrete evidence that like this person only took down my praise because they didn't want it on their story. I created a narrative in my head. And then what did you do about it? Did you let it get the best of you?
Well, so I was like, okay, there's two possibilities here. Either that I'm thinking too hard and like that's not what happened and maybe this person just like had too many up and wanted to get rid of some, which I've done before, and that could be it and that's it. Or maybe they don't like me and were embarrassed to have me on their story and want to take me off. And if that's true, I have to be okay with that because there are going to be people. And there are people, of course there are people, the more people that know me, the more there will be that don't like me. And I'm going to go through life with that. And if that's how I determine how I act and what I think is good that I put out there and everything, I'm doomed from the get-go. Right, so I was like, okay, either whatever this does mean, it actually cannot affect my forward motion. I can't let it affect that.
I think that something that made me really self-conscious was having that followers app. And I got rid of that a long time ago because I realized how many people not only unfollowed me, which is fine. Like, I'm glad that I was shedding the people that I had to shed. You told me that. But how many people blocked me? And I was like, when I found out that people were blocking me, I was like, for what? First of all, we don't ever talk. I've never reached out to you. Maybe I liked your picture. Sorry. Like, why are you going to block me? I didn't do anything. But I could see why someone would look at my story and they'd be like, this girl's fucking annoying. Because some people don't always vibe with me. They're not always going to.
I know.
And at that point, good riddance and goodbye.
I know. It's just crazy. I always hear this on other podcasts, like when like famous people talk about like especially famous comedians, and they talk about it, they're performing for an audience, and they can hear 100 people laughing in a room. If they see one person sitting there like this, that's all that's going to matter to them.
It's true.
And
it doesn't matter.
That's
all
what
it takes is one negative person to just ruin everything.
Yeah, but you have to recognize it as that, and as it's
so
that way
better.
for everybody. It's that way for everybody.
So the answer to your question
is yes.
We're pretty fucking self-conscious.
It's not about being self-conscious. It's about knowing how to deal with self-consciousness.
Well, that wasn't the question. Are we self-conscious? Yes. Do we know how to deal? You're excused. Do we know how to deal with it? Yes. We really do. I mean, Guffanti just schooled self-consciousness.
We really did. What's the next question?
Okay, I love this next question. Favorite Celine tune?
Oh my God. Well, you just expect me to have it on hand?
That was a really good question. Well, I know what mine is.
Wait, Let's what?
You want me to go first? Her name is Lex Artsy _.
Cool.
Favorite Celine tune?
Yeah, you go first.
I actually start my day every single morning with A New Day Has Come.
No, you don't.
No,
you don't.
I see a light in the sky.
Oh my God.
It sounds like angels right when it starts.
Wow.
It's absolutely.
It's
and I want everyone
blinding
after this.
me.
I can't believe I've been touched by an angel with love.
That note is very important. With love. That's the note that tickles your emotional nerve.
Right. And then let the rain come down and wash away my feel. Let it feel. I could go for hours. You gotta just stop me.
I think I have to say that my favorite one, like, it's so hard to say an all-time favorite, but I think I'm gonna have to go with what's it called? When you touch me like this.
Oh.
It's all coming back to me now.
Did you just hear? I went,
yeah.
Oh.
She's like, that song is it's so unique and just like, it's so Celine. It's all coming back to me. It's like,
what's our favorite?
Oh my
Celine
God,
tune?
pierce me.
Every single one.
Because I can make the same argument for Imperfections. You watch that music video, I pass away every time. You know?
That's
her subtlety,
I feel when I'm listening. Oh, her voice. And I know we talked about this last time, but when you see this woman live, it's like there's no one like her. And I do want to touch on this because I actually think if there was one artist that I could listen to for the rest of my life, and you're not going to be able to relate, but you will when you watch a live, I know, Dave Matthews Band.
Wait, that was so not what I was expecting.
Wait, you got your body, you got your chain.
What?
Time me up again.
I actually have no idea what this music is.
No, I'm gonna send you some live videos. And you're gonna lose your mind. First of all, the way this guy is on the strings, he can go fucking ham, and then to sing with it, and his voice, he's from South Africa, so his voice.
Dave Matthews?
He's from South Africa.
Wow.
He does all kinds of crazy noises with his voice. He's brilliant. Everyone, go listen to Dave. And I know I'm so late to the game.
I might now.
No, you should. And my sister has gone to probably five concerts. She knows every single song. And she's at the point where she's like, Fee, I've been telling you this so many times. And apparently the concerts are just filled with die-hard Dave fans that just travel around to every single concert and follow him.
That's a bit, I have to start listening to him because I know being a Dave Matthews fan is it's a thing. The only thing I know him from is from his line in Just Go With It, where he's like, "Don't pour over me. Don't pour over me. I'll bring my glass to you."
Didn't he play a filthy rich he made Microsoft or something?
He made the iPod.
He made the iPod. No, he is so good. You're gonna lose it. And we love voices weird Like he has that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're going to love him. Okay.
Next question.
I want to get to these questions. All right. Would you ask your boyfriend, girlfriend, partner for permission to sell specifically feet pics? Why can't I understand that? Would you ask your boyfriend for permission to sell feet? Oh, okay. I don't know why that took me so long.
I think I would.
I would want him to know what I'm doing, what I'm up to. I wouldn't want him. It's like porn for some people. So yeah, I think I would.
I don't think I would. I don't think to me that it's so much of asking permission as it is going like, just so you know, I'm going to do this. Like, just so you know, it's not about permission.
It would definitely be more like that. Like, I'm going to sell my feet pics because I'm desperate and I have to.
Right. It's like, hey, I just don't want you to feel weird about it.
I mean, so honestly, if I could profit, I have bunions, so like it's a no-go for me, but like if I had really nice feet, I would, and I knew that I could make money off of them, I would 100%.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't. Totally. I don't need to be like. I don't even need to be that desperate. Like I would definitely sell my feet pics. And I don't.
Yeah, if someone wanted to pay me for it, of course I would.
For my feet pics? Are you kidding? Of
course. It's my feet. I have the ugliest feet in the world. If that's what's gonna get you up, by all means, let me send you some pics of my feet.
You have finger toes, and my big toe's growing to my pinky toe. So,
what does that mean?
I got a bunion. Do you know what a bunion is?
Yes, yes.
It's when the bone, we've talked about this so many times, the bone grows in a different direction.
Wait, but bouncing off that question before we move on to the next question, I have an interesting...
There are no more questions, Em.
Oh, good. Okay. Wait, no, I remembered there being more.
Well, Gabby Ridge wrote so many questions just about herself.
Oh, my old roommate. One of my
Gabby,
good friends.
I won't read any of those.
Yeah. Well, good. Then perfect time for me to bring up the question I had wanted to bounce off of that, which is John and I were talking about this last week of like, it ended. We're both singing. Are you singing I'm Alive?
I heard you singing
it. On me. Oh.
When you call on me.
When I hear you breathe.
When I hear you breathe.
I get wings to fly. God knows that I'm alive. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. What were we talking about?
You were talking about something, John. If you're in a relationship, something about that.
Yeah, we were saying if someone offered you like $10,000, or basically what amount of money would it take? Someone said to you, I will give you $10,000 if you suck my dick and you cannot tell your significant other.
Oh my God.
Isn't that an interesting one?
Oh my God. I have to think about that. I hope my boyfriend's not in here.
Oh my God, Rosette joined.
Rosette! Wait, Donald! But you're giving me 90s Club DJ.
Rosette.
With this look. Thank you. Donald, tell me if you like the hair, because I'm trying something new out. Donald's cool. He's a Mac boy.
Wait, Fee. Hi, Donald. Thanks for watching. Fee, what would you do?
Oh, well, first I want to know what you would do.
Well, I was like, I was thinking about it.
Can I actually say it first?
Yeah.
I almost think I would lie and I would just tell my significant other and I would ask him what he thinks. And I'd be like, I'm not gonna, like, you can't tell anyone that I told you. Like,
you know what?
I don't want you to, like, tell anyone, but, like, I've been offered $10,000 to suck this dude's dick.
Okay, but I know that that's what you would do because it actually does, that totally sounds like you.
That's me.
But in this world, you can't. There's no way for you to tell them.
Oh my God.
So you have to live with the fact that you did it for $10,000.
I wouldn't. You wouldn't? Because you know what? If there is $10,000 for this dick, there's probably something wrong with it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say if there's 10 grand here, there's gonna be 100 grand somewhere else.
Yes, but like also, and I don't know, in this world, maybe the dick is super clean. You didn't say that though.
I'm not even thinking about that part. I'm just thinking about the act.
I would think in my brain, because I do that with my brain, I would think no, because there's something wrong with this dick.
No, but okay, wipe away all nuances and caveats. You either do it for 10 grand and you can't tell your significant other, or you don't.
I don't, because I can't get the caveats out of my head. I can't get the caviar out of my head. There's all these fish eggs and they're just clouding my mind.
Totally.
And what would you do?
Well, so as I was thinking about what I would do, leaning towards I don't think I could do it, John goes, oh, of course I'd do it.
Men are very different.
What? He was like, Em, it's $10,000 for us. I'll just suck a dick. You don't need to know. And I was like, what?
Oh my God. So that's...
But that's the thing. He was like,
men though.
It scares me about men too. But because he was like, what does it mean? It means nothing. I don't care. I'm getting us money. And I was like, oh, that's so crazy.
You're doing it for the family. Take one for the team. Now, was he talking about a dick or sucking a
dick? No, sucking a dick, which almost was like more annoying to me. Do you know what I mean?
You guys are, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't, dick or pussy, I don't want him touching either.
No, but for some, like, yeah, I guess. But that's the thing. I think that's the difference between like straight men and straight women. I don't want to make generalizations about anyone, but it is the thing where it's like, I think I can't remove the emotion from it. And he's like, he sees it as like, Emily, I'm doing this for us. Like, I'm getting us money. And I see it as like, I would never lie to you.
And I know this is like not very like feminist of me, but is that like a male trait? Like I need to be the caretaker of the family. I need to make the money for the family. So I'm going to do what I need to do.
I think it's less that and more of like, sex doesn't mean anything to me. Like the act.
That's so, and it probably is more of that, but that's so annoying.
I know, isn't it?
You know what? Actually, so my boyfriend said something really annoying.
What'd he say?
He said something annoying. I was like so upset about it. And I was like, oh, like it's so annoying. We were watching a show and the girls it was The Bachelor. And the girl, Madison, had never had sex before. And she gave Peter kind of like an ultimatum. She was like, listen, if we're going to get married like tomorrow, like, she's like, you can't go into the fantasy suite and have sex with 2 other girls. Like, you just can't do that. And then I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. She's never, like, done it before, and she's gonna, like, say yes to marrying him. Then she wants to know, like, you didn't have sex with any of the other girls.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But also in my head, I'm like, Peter has had sex before, and it, like, she's a virgin. I love that she's saving herself for marriage, but also, like, no fun. You finally have sex, and she doesn't know what she's doing, and she's, like, what, like, 25 years old? Like, or even 30 years old, and you're still a virgin? I know I'm probably gonna get shit for saying this. But so then, my boyfriend's like, no, honey, it doesn't work that way. Like, baby, anyone could be good at sex. And I was like, no? Like, wait, sex with me is so amazing. You're saying anyone can do that? Anyone can do what I do?
That would set me off.
Oh! I was like, I was livid.
That would set me off.
Mad. And he still doesn't, I wonder if he's in here. Because I was so mad. And I didn't even tell him how mad I was. I was like, oh. He's like, no. And the way he said it, he was like, no, baby, it doesn't work that way. I'm like,
oh my God.
You know what? Anyone can have sex.
That just sucks. That really just sucks.
That is the way men are
built. Yeah. No, I know.
It is for them, penis and hole, and that feels good.
I know, and
for
I've
us,
had that explained.
Eyes, it's the body, it's the feeling, the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I've had that explained to me multiple times, and still it like hurts to even think that it could be anything less
Oh.
And matter and not matter.
I know, but for some reason, that's the way they are, and that's the way we are, and we have to accept that because it will be a constant butt of the heads if we get upset about that with them.
I know, and you know what it is, and this is actually a very interesting note to end on, and we're really over here, but who cares?
I know.
And it's kind of like being brought up in this book I'm reading. I'm always reading a book. I'm reading this book called
She's got her book.
The Other's Gold by Elizabeth Ames. It's amazing.
I'm reading the book. I'm going to get it at the end.
Okay.
We'll close with my book.
That, us being upset about that being a truth for men and like for the boys we date is something that is such a constant battle for me with like any kind of feminism of like, I hate that I feel the way I do, even though I know it's okay to feel the way I do because I don't like associating with the way that I feel because it feels girly.
Yeah. And we should, but also, why should we be ashamed of that?
Because
feeling?
we've been raised to feel like
we're built that way.
We're feeling is like the lamer version. Yeah.
You're acting like a girl.
No, but it worked. Like, I feel like upset. I'm like, why can't I feel like he does about this issue? I want to feel like he does, but I don't feel like he does. I feel like how I feel.
Yeah, okay, and then I have to bring up this thing again. Oh, God, we're going to keep going. But, like, it was something that I did constantly in my relationships. I tried to be this really cool girl who didn't care about anything and didn't want to look clingy. And I wasn't going to I was going to pretend. And that is the worst thing to do because sooner or later it's going to come out that you are a girl and you do have emotions. And that's why men and women do well together, you know? Like,
right, because you have the yin and yang.
Opposites attract.
Yeah.
And men and men too, but it's just those personalities, you know? The differences.
Yeah, and it's like you have to,
and women
you
and
have to be
women,
able to decipher between like suppressing a behavior because it's like actually should be suppressed and it's too much and you should try to correct it versus suppressing it because you feel like it's too like girly or annoying or like annoying woman.
Exactly. You know what?
Sucks.
Just fucking be yourself, girls. Be your crazy, loony selves and someone's going to love you for it.
Someone is going to love you for it. Pete just joined.
The crazy girls who...
Pete's here for the end.
The crazy girls who are themselves get the guy and the girl in the mix. I don't know what I'm saying.
I couldn't follow it, but all I know is I agree.
Matter.
I agree with you.
This was an hour and 45 Guffanti Brunettes.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't?
An hour and 12. We're fine.
I can't.
We're fine.
Good. We're good.
But this is a really fun episode. I had a great time.
I loved this episode. The episodes are only going to get better the longer I stay home.
Yeah, because you're thriving. You're in your best environment right now.
I've never been doing better.
Yeah. This is your better kingdom.
What are you going to do right when you get off?
FaceTime you.
I figured you were going to do that.
And
That's what I'm going to do.
And then I'm probably going to play pool with Kevin.
That's a good idea.
Oh, your book. Someone said your book, Sophia. What book?
Right. Let me go get it.
Also, guys, believe it or not, the magical Pete still edited our last episode. He took our audio and he mixed it, just like he always has.
Oh, Pete is still the GOAT.
Yeah, always.
Pete is still the GOAT, and he is producing.
Elliot Higgins joined.
Cheese. Elliot! So this
Before
is my
you go, can you tell us if you've ever sneezed with your eyes open? Once. I have, once. I remember it.
No, I heard
I was
that
in high
your
school.
eyes would pop out of your head.
Nope, I did it once in high school.
Are you sure?
I'm so sure of it. I remember I was in my pantry. I remember I went, and they just stayed open.
Did you burst a blood vessel?
No, I squinted.
Speaking of that, have you ever gotten so drunk that you had, like, this morning I woke up and I had, like, a broken blood vessel in my eye, and I'm like, I think it's from drinking too much. Like, I was so drunk and didn't get enough sleep that I had, like, it looked like I broke a blood vessel in my eye. It's all healed up now. But if you go to my story from earlier today, I had a red eye. I was like, if I get pink eye,
I didn't see that.
It was weird. You should look.
I didn't see it.
Can I just show you my fucking book? Mm-hmm. It's You Are a Badass Every Day, and I know what you're going to say, Em. You are a badass every day. And I read You Are a Badass, and this is You Are a Badass Every Day. So this is the second one, and it's an easy read, easy. I wrote down some accomplishments that I have. It gives me little things to do. And it gives you like, I release regret, shame, and guilt. I embrace the absurd magnificence of the cosmic joke called life. So just like little sayings.
The cosmic joke called life. I like that.
The cosmic joke called life.
And that's what we should call this episode.
The cosmic
joke called life.
Called life.
I love that. That's what I'll call it.
I think that's amazing. I think we should end on that.
Yeah, I think we should. This has been so fun.
So much fun.
Thank you to everyone for joining the live. Fee, love you. Love our listeners.
You, Em. I love our listeners.
Love you,
Pete. I loved all of our. I love you, Pete. I love the goat. And I want more questions. I had a lot of fun with we had like 5 questions, and that excited me a lot.
Yeah, they were good conversation starters.
They were really good because, me and Emily don't always have things to talk about.
Well, we do.
We're good, and I think that we're pretty good at it, but like it's nice to just have some questions.
Totally.
Tell us what you want to know.
Couldn't agree more.
All right. I love you. Guffanti.
Love you. Guffanti
Happy
out.
Passover.
Happy Passover.
Bye.
Bye.